Welcome to the channel, guys. We are going for just a car camp at the equestrian campground right outside Chelsea, Michigan. It is 27 degrees right now, Fahrenheit, and it's going to get down to about 23 tonight. It's going to be a little cool. We're out here, we're going to test some of our gear out, see how it does in the cold. So most of my gear is 3 seasons, which means it's not technically for this season. So we're going to see how it does. We're going to be really pushing the limits. But we got the truck packed up pretty good here, and we brought a lot of extra stuff for redundancy. We got firewood with us, so we don't have to worry about cutting any. But we're going to go ahead and get camp set up here, get things going. And then tonight for supper, we're actually having some steak over the fire, and I brought some curry rice to cook up as well. And then we did bring some adult beverages this time. We got some scotch, some Jack Daniels. So I'm gonna drink that up and have a good time. So on this trip, I'm gonna be rocking my new 2-person tent. It's a Monger, Nature Hike Monger 2-person tent, and I'm gonna be sleeping on the UL 80 Trekology sleeping pad. Obviously, the tent is a 3-season tent, and then the pad is 3-season as well. It's only rated down to 35 degrees, so I'm gonna be really pushing this stuff to the limit to see how it kind of works out for me. On top of that, we're supposed to get 1 to 3 inches of snow tonight, so we're gonna see how the tent holds up when the snow falls on it. Hopefully it doesn't build up too much and cause any problems, but so far when they've called for that much snow, they haven't exactly been right, so we'll see what we get. So this is the first time that I've got the tent set up since I've had it. Ground's a little frozen, so I went putting stakes in all the corners. I just packed them down with snow. If it becomes a problem later, I'll get up and I'll fix it. But I think it'll be okay. It's not supposed to be windy or anything. But yeah, I'm gonna hop down in there and take a look and kind of show you guys what it looks like on the inside. It's gonna be a bit of an adventure for both of us. Alright, so I'm inside the tent here. Pretty good head height, it's not terrible. I'm about 6 foot. This is actually not the top, this is a shelf that's in here. So yeah, it's actually like clear up here that the height is. So there's a good, I don't know, 6 or more inches above my head, not bad. And then it's really pretty wide. This is like mid-shin sticking out, so it's pretty wide as well. Not sure what the dimensions are. If I can find them, I'll throw them up on the screen, but it's roomy in here. This is a pretty big 2-person tent. I'm excited to bring my wife out and give it a go with her here when it gets warm. But yeah. yeah, it's gonna be nice. I didn't do the pull-outs on the side. I'm just leaving them down because I think it'll trap in some more heat, keep so much from escaping. Might make condensation worse, but I don't know. I'd rather be warm than have a little water in here. So on the ends, it does have a couple of vents that you can prop open with the little stakes. I might throw those open to kind of help with the condensation. But other than that, I think I'm gonna leave those sides down just to keep it warm in here. So yeah, it's nice. My butt's getting a little cold just sitting on the ground. But I got that Trekology pad I'm gonna be sleeping on. And then if I need a little extra warmth, I also brought a fleece blanket I can throw on top of it as well. Plus obviously my sleeping bag. So I think it's gonna be nice and warm. Like I said, it's only supposed to get down to 23. Real feel is supposed to be like 10 degrees Fahrenheit. But you know, obviously that includes the wind, and if I'm in here I should be pretty blocked from that. So shouldn't be too bad. As long as we don't get too much snow that caves my tent in, we should be all right. Yeah, so that's the Nature Hike Monger 2-person tent. Super excited to try it out and see how it goes out here in this cooler weather. I don't know, it's a nice day. I'm actually really hot right now, moving around and stuff. So I don't know, I'm impressed. Lots of room. I think it's gonna work out well. Obviously gonna go over everything in the morning with you guys and let you know how it went overnight. But gonna just enjoy ourselves. Before too long we'll get a fire started, and then we'll be cooking dinner tonight, drink some scotch with it. It's gonna be good. Let's do a little check-in with Joe. How's it going, Joe?
It's going pretty well. I got a lot of slack.
Yeah,
Working on that.
You just got done moving everything. It's gonna take some time to fix. See, this is why I think I might convert to tent camping, just because this involves a lot more work, a lot more trial and error. So are you gonna throw your cot thing inside your hammock then to sleep on?
No, probably not.
No. You should try it. People do it all the time. That'll add some more. Might add some more warmth. I don't know.
Like if I
You
had
got a
an
double
ultralight
hammock.
one,
Maybe. I don't know. Might be worth a try. It might be more comfortable. People tend to swear by it. Have you seen the ones where the hammocks that have the spreader bars? Have you seen those?
like the ones that you put in your backyard.
So they go like, they're inserts. Like they come apart. They break apart like kind of like tent poles, and then they go into like a little grommet thing on each end of your hammock and make it lie flat. Yeah. So then it's easier to put a sleeping pad in, and it's not all messed up. Trekology UL80. I've laid on it already a couple times. Not too bad. We'll see how many breaths I took. I didn't count them, but I'll count them up when I do the video. But last time I took about 20 breaths, which wasn't too bad, actually. Super comfortable, super thick. It's like 4 inches thick, I think. It is insulated. It's got like a 2.4 R value rating, which is about 35 degrees. So it's definitely not quite made for the temperature we're in today. But like I said, I brought a fleece blanket in case it doesn't do well. But I am going to try it out with just my sleeping bag and just the pad at first to really test it and see, you know, if it's even doable with enough layers with the pad and your sleeping bag, if it's enough. But my sleeping bag is also only a 30-degree bag as well, so it's not exactly rated for these temperatures either. So we're going to be, like I said, really pushing the limits everything, but I'm going to give it a go tonight and see how it goes. I got the sleeping pad in the tent, and it definitely reaches all the way from one end to the other. Definitely just short enough to fit in here. But like I said, 4 inches thick. It's going to be super comfortable. I just hope it does its job and keeps me warm. just discovered I can lock my focus into a certain area so that way it doesn't
Oh yeah.
blur in and out. Steak time. I'm so excited. Got the rice too. Some Thai curry. There's a tad crispy on one side. Yeah, it's pretty well done too. Mine's actually probably overdone. Yeah. So the wind has definitely picked up. It's getting a little bit cooler out. It's about 7:30, I think. So getting closer to bedtime, but we're just sitting out here by the fire, having a good time, chilling and relaxing. And yeah, I think she's gonna be cold tonight, so it's gonna be a real test tonight for the gear, and see if we make it through the night with everything, and try to check in with you guys in the morning and see how it went. Kind of go through everything with you, and then cook up some. We got eggs, bacon, and some bagels for the morning. So throw those guys in the skillet, cook them up, and yeah, it's gonna be a good breakfast for sure. Might even make some coffee as well. Got some instant coffee with us, so gonna probably do that as well. But maybe we'll check in with you guys back at bedtime. So it's about 10:30. We're in bed, laying in on my sleeping pad. So far so good. Seems nice and warm. Not quite all the way in my bag yet, obviously, as you can see. Joe just tried out his hammock to realize that it was too close to the ground once he lied, and he didn't try it out earlier. He was out there fixing his stuff, but gonna get around, hit the hay, hopefully stay warm. Today went well. It was really warm when we were up doing stuff during the day, so now it's just to see if we hold up through the night here or not. But it feels good so far, but obviously early yet, so time to go through it in the morning, see what happens, see if we survive or if we gotta call it. But I think it's gonna be okay. But check with you guys in the morning. Good night.
So it's about 7:30 in the morning. Getting ready to wake up and get up and get a fire started to cook some breakfast. But just to kind of go through how the night went. Wasn't too bad. About 2:30, my fleece blanket that I brought slid off my pad, and I was like, alright, I'm just gonna bring it inside and cover up with it. And turns out it was providing quite a bit of warmth for me, being between me and my pad. So I got a little bit cold about 2:30. I laid that way for a couple hours before I decided to get it back out and lay it back underneath me. And once I put it back underneath me, it wasn't too bad. But my pad definitely wasn't warm enough by itself really to keep me toasty all night. It got pretty cold when I didn't have that blanket under me. The tent did well. For the most part, it shed the snow, collects a little bit on the corners once it hits the ground. Other than that, the snow did really well. But I definitely liked being in the tent. Being in the tent was nice. Definitely seemed like it, helped block a lot of the wind. Yeah, for the most part, it's pretty comfortable. As far as condensation goes, there isn't really any in here. And I don't know if that's because my mask was catching it, maybe, that I had pulled over my face, but it doesn't really seem to be much condensation. Overall, it was a pretty good night's sleep. I definitely think I prefer tent camping over hammock camping. I think it's more comfortable lying on a pad. I like being able to move, lie on my side, lie on my stomach comfortably. So I thought it was definitely more comfortable. I don't know. Surrey season gear held up pretty good for as cold as it got. The wind picked up and we had some pretty big gusts, so the wind was rolling in here pretty good. It did end up snowing. It snowed like about an inch or so. Yeah, so overall happy with how everything did over the night. So I'm gonna go ahead and get around to get up and cook some breakfast so we can get out of here.
Hit them together and one of them will break. Even if I had to take it back to Starbucks.
Oh no! I broke the yoke. Bon appetit!
Better than my usual breakfast.
So put the gear through the ringer last night. Didn't do too bad for three-season stuff. Kept me decently warm. It was pretty good. And now it's just gonna be finishing up breakfast, and we're gonna get finished, packed up, and get out of here. But it was another good trip. Another good trip in the books. But have a great day, guys. We'll see you in the next video.